Hello and welcome to TFA Analysis. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.
Cameroon is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. And due to this, and the position they took in 1998 and 1999 as the most corrupt country in the world, the government of President Paul Biya in 2006, it created the National Anti-Corruption Commission called CONAC to help fight corruption in Cameroon. And then
the National Anti-Corruption Commission team, since their arrival in the East Regional Capital, Betwa, have painstakingly been educating the population on the innovations in the ways of combating corruption in all its forms in the country.
And they have been doing something, but corruption keeps on increasing, and nobody knows when this will reduce, because corruption cannot be eliminated. It can only be reduced because of the sinful nature of the world. And many people have been asking what really is corruption and who are those involved in corruption, and looking critically what corruption has done to us. That corruption has led our people into embezzlement, tribalism, favoritism, a fraud, oppression, repression, marginalization, unemployment, a frustration, and above all, poverty and death. Who are those involved in corruption? And what really is corruption? Bob Marley, you see, I quote, "If something can corrupt you, you are corrupt already." Meaning, if there is anything that can corrupt you, push you into corruption, then you are corrupt already. And looking through it critically, you discover that nearly everybody is involved in corruption. Because corruption is immorality. Corruption is dishonest or fraudulent conduct by people, especially those in power. It is a form of dishonest or unethical conduct by a person instructed with a position of things, often to acquire personal benefits. That is corruption. That corruption is the decay of morality, which can change the society from bad to worse. And that is what it is doing now in the world, especially in Cameroon. At the same time, it's changing the economy from worse to worse. Corruption destroys what is good. Corruption is a wicked and evil behavior that does not spare any department or sectors of ours. Corruption is like a green snake under a green grass. Corruption is something that can easily become a way of life, as it is the case in Cameroon, where corruption has eaten deep into the Cameroonians to an extent that people are used in doing what is wrong and unlawful and turn to see nothing wrong in it. That is how corruption is in Cameroon. At this stage, it is a cankerworm, because nothing in Cameroon can be done without asking for favor or an envelope or a godfather or connection, without lie-telling, without cheating, and without stealing. That is corruption. And looking through all this, you discover that it will be very difficult for CONAC to fight corruption in Cameroon. It will be very difficult for CONAC, if not by the grace of God. If not by the grace of God. We say all age groups are involved in: children, youth, elderly people, women, men, everybody involved in corruption. It cut across all sectors in Cameroon, be it the public, a private sector, a family, and not even the church is free of corruption. Cameroonians have lost hope, faith, and confidence in our civil politics, in our tradition, and in our churches because of corruption. Corruption in Cameroon, as one of the most corrupt countries, stand a chance to change their mentality in order to reduce corruption. Because the level of corruption in Cameroon cannot be eliminated. There is no way it can be eliminated totally, but it can only be reduced. You look through Cameroon, you see our beautiful and blessed country has been destroyed because of corruption. And we are asking the question, who destroyed it and who will rebuild it? And many of us are pointing finger to the government. But any bad behavior, any wrong behavior that we are involved in contributed to the position we took in 1998 and in 1999. Your life-telling within your family, your unprofessionalism as a worker, as a teacher, as a policeman, your cheating and deceiving attitude as a businessman or a buyer and seller contributed to this. Your deceiving attitude as a church pastor contributed to this. Joe Biden, the current president of the United States of America, in 2014, he said corruption is a cancer that eats away at civilians' faith in democracies, a cancer that diminishes the instinct for innovation and creativity. In December 2014, Pope Francis said in the morning mass in the Vatican, I quote, that corruption is paid by the poor. The poor pay the price for corruption, the consequences of corruption. He said corruption is like a mosquito. It sucks the blood of the common people. Meaning the common people suffered the most as corruption is in existence. That is what corruption is all about. And that is what is happening in our society. And the common people in Cameroon have turned to join and hold on and embrace corruption as part of their culture. Because without corruption in Cameroon, it is very difficult for you to move ahead. Without corruption, many people will remain in frustration, in suffering, in poverty. And many people have embraced it and are struggling by all possible means. That people do not longer struggle in Cameroon to educate themselves, to be positive. But what we are struggling is to get connection, get godfathers, and raise money in order to brighten our way to where we want to be. But the good news TF8 analysis is bringing to you today is that corruption has a cure, and that is positive mentality. Positive mentality is the only cure for corruption in Cameroon, in Africa, and in the world.